صل يا ربي ثم سلم على من هو للخلق رحمة وشفاء.
والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. My dear brothers and sisters, this is your host Omran Zrikat, and I welcome all of you to another episode number 2 in this series of how to teach Al-Qaida Nuraniyah, or how to teach the Noraniyyah rules to students, be it they are young children or even adults who have some problems in reading the Quranic text, and also for non-Arabs as well. I mean Muslims, if they are interested in reading the Quran. And if you may remember that last time we covered lesson number 1, and we talked about few things that any teacher should keep in mind when teaching this lesson, because this is lesson number 1 and lesson number 2, they are very important. They consider to be the foundation of the Arabic language, which are the letters in Arabic in their different forms. And as you may remember as well, we took that in lesson number 1. Let me bring the Qaida Noraniyyah in the screen. So again, last time we talked about few things that we should keep in mind about learning, about how to teach the first lesson, and we agreed that a child or any learner should, before entering the book or studying the book, he should have covered the Arabic letters. He knows them and he recognizes each and every letters as well. So the first one deals with the Arabic alphabet, Arabic letters separately, in each letter in its separate form. And we said, as the student starts reading, of course the teacher demonstrates by reading in front of his student, and while reading he points to each and every word. We said, like here, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. He points to these words with his index finger, and he asks also the student to do the same, even if he doesn't know or recognize the words. Like here at Darsul Awwal, we also said that we need to read the title of the lesson being studied. And we also said that while reading the letters, a student or the child must point to the letter being read. Like here when he said Alif, we must see that his index finger is on the Alif, and then to the Ba, and then to the Ta. We also said that these letters are separated in boxes. Each box is a unit. He must not connect these boxes together by saying Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha like this. Rather, he should pause when he finishes the letter, like Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, while pointing as well. And we also said that some of the letters like Ba, Ta, Tha, and Ha, Kha, these, and Fa, and Ha as well, and Ya, these letters here we drop the Hamza at the end, because at schools they teach them as Ba, Ta, Tha, whereas in the Qaida Nurani we drop the Hamza just to make it easy when later on we start connecting the letters to each other. We will see this in the coming lesson, inshallah. And we also mentioned that here we have two forms for the Ya, because this is the way they appear in the Quran. Now then, inshallah, today we will discuss a few things about the second lesson, which is Al-Huruf Al-Hija Al-Murakkabah. The title is Huruf Al-Hija Al-Murakkabah. And before actually coming to this, I just want remember something here, that the teacher must not move to the second one before he is sure that his student recognize all the letters and he had pronounced each and every letter correctly. Well, if there is some problem with one of these letters, for instance with a dad or with a dha, and he found that his student really knows the letter but he has some problem with one or two, that this problem can be fixed in the later classes, then there is no problem, inshallah. He can move to the next lesson. Now lesson number 2, okay, it is حروف الهجاء المركبة. The word مركبة in Arabic means compound, alright? So it refers actually here how the letters connect to each other. And a letter in Arabic has 3 forms, and actually let's say 4 forms. The one which is the separate form, and then when the letter comes at the beginning, and then in the middle, and then finally at the end of each word. Some of the letters, they completely change their form, like look at this, like the kaf. This is the kaf at the beginning and in the middle. Look at this kaf when it comes separately or at the end. Alright, so it has completely changed. Some of them half, let's say. Some of them they do not change. A child can really recognize them whenever he sees those letters. So what is the objective of this lesson? The objective is to teach the child the different forms of the Arabic letters as they are connecting with each other. How they are connecting with the next letter, or if they are in the middle between 2 letters, or if they come at the end. So this is the objective of the lesson. And we said that before starting a new lesson or a new class, a new session if you like, it's good to do a quick revision of the previous lessons, just to make sure that the child is still remembering what has already been covered. For this I will just display one video quickly to see how the revision process goes on. Now with Fadi, and now we are starting the revision like this. أما صور أيوة. يلا نعمل مراجعة للدرس الأول يا فادي، تفضل. أنا وأنت 1 2 3. بسم الله مع بعض. 1 2 3. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الدرس الأول حروف الهجاء المفردة. يلا
حروف الهجاء المفردة.
يلا مع بعض، تفضل.
ألف
باء تاء ثاء
فا
جيم.
جيم.
مع بعض يا فادي نقرأ. يلا من الأول. 1 2 3. ألف.
ألف.
So here actually
مع بعض فادي مع بعض.
Actually I'm asking Fadi to read with me, so together we read the letters. The point is, now a child can read alone on his own, make sure that he knows the letters, but it's good that the teacher can ask the child to read with him. As I said before, this will allow the child to correct his pronunciation, one thing. The other thing is the student or the child can pick up the tone of reading, which is very important while reading these letters or these lessons. Every lesson, it has a certain tone of reading it. So the child can pick this as he is trying to keep the pace with his teacher. He will pick up the tone of reading the letters and the lesson as a whole. So here twice we tried, me and Fadi, to read together, but Fadi he was behind me, or he wasn't getting the point that he must read with me, not repeat after me. So again we did the first line, Then I ask him to go back in an attempt to make him read with me at the same time, like this.
يلا 1 2 3 ألف باء تاء ثاء جيم حاء خاء دال ذال راء زاء سين شين صاد ضاد طا ضا طلع عليه فادي ضا أحسنت يلا.
So here, when there is a problem, the teacher should interfere and correct the pronunciation of the letter if the child couldn't pronounce the way he should do it.
عين غين فا قاف كاف لام ميم نون واو ها همزة يا ممتاز أحسن.
Alright, so by this, the teacher is sure that his student has read the whole lesson. He recognized the whole letters, all of the letters. He pronounced them very well. So when doing the revision, he makes sure that all things are as expected regarding the first lesson. Now, like in this case, Fadi is eligible to go into the second lesson, which we will do inshallah now, and I will show you how to enter this lesson and start this lesson. It's a completely new thing for Fadi, and he never read it before, so we will see how he will try to recognize the letters in the coming video.
تفضل يا فادي اقرأ وراي. تفضل.
So we are on second lesson of Al-Qaida Nuraniyah book. The same instruction. We ask the child to place his index finger in front of the teacher's index finger as well, and we start reading. First, I will demonstrate for him, and then he will follow me for the title. For the title. Then, when we come to the letters, we will see what we will do now.
يا فادي اقرأ وراي. حط اصبع قدام اصبعي هنا. الدرس الثاني.
الدرس الثاني.
هون. الدرس الثاني.
الدرس الثاني.
حروف الهجاء المركبة. يلا قول.
حروف الهجاء.
هون. حروف الهجاء المركبة. يلا كمان مرة.
حروف الهجاء المركبة.
أحسنت يلا. شو بدك تقول؟
ألف لام ألف.
Alright.
أحسنت.
So we started with Aleph and then Lam Aleph here. Actually here the first line, it was the day before that I started with Fadi. So he already knows the Lam actually. Here he knows the Lam. That's why we mark those letters here that he finished them. But when he reaches the Kaf here, we will see his reaction to this. So let's continue and listen to his reading.
لام ألف.
أيوة.
باء ألف.
أحسنت.
لام ألف.
أحسنت.
لام.
ممتاز يلا.
لام ألف.
نعم.
لام حاء.
أحسنت.
لام ألف.
أحسنت يلا.
باء لام.
أيوة. شو الأخضر؟
نعم باء.
أحسنت يلا قول. با لام با.
باء
ممتاز. يلا
شو هاد؟
شو هذا اسمه؟
كاف.
هذا كاف أحمر. كاف كاف كاف. هذا شو اسمه؟ كاف كاف كاف
با.
كاف كاف كاف. هذا كله كاف. يلا نبدأ من هون.
So, when Fadi comes here to the calf here, he found that this letter he never saw before. So he asked me, what is this letter? I didn't say calf immediately. I just asked him, what is this one here? He said calf. I said, then this is also calf. And look, it is red like this one. Then I went on by saying this is calf, calf, and this is calf, calf, calf. So now Fadi knows that calf has another form, which is this one here. And I also mentioned that it is red in color. So that will also remind him that, you know, if he stopped here and said, what is the red color? He would say, oh, calf. So he would recall it. So this is a technique. Let's go to the book. So this is a technique the teacher should do when reaching this lesson, that he will let first the student to try to say the letter without interfering. Like alif here, he would know that, but lam here, he will not. Probably he would say alif again. Probably he would say alif and alif. No. If he didn't know, don't say this is lam alif. Immediately jump to here and ask him, what is this? He would say lam. Then said, okay, this is lam, and this is also lam, and this is also lam, and this one is also lam, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one as well. So he will take all these forms and he will connect it with the separate one, as this is a lam, but it is changing while connecting with different letters. The same technique should be applied when we reach this kaf letter. Don't say it immediately. Always tell him to guess. Give him time to guess and apply this rule to the whole lesson like this. Always tell him to guess. If not, go back and mention the original form or the separate form of the letter and make him connect the changed form to the separate one, and so on and so forth. Let's continue.
أيوة أحسنت. يلا
تزعير يا كاف.
يلا فادي، حط صبعك، حط صبعك اليمين، إيد الثاني. يلا اقرأ. اقرأ فادي. كاف
كاف كاف كاف باء
كاف باء.
كاف باء.
So why I corrected him here, because he said kaf ba, he said the hamza. Then I said, so I had to correct him. I had to get used to kaf ba without hamza.
أحسنت. يلا.
كاف باء.
نعم.
كاف
شو الأسود؟ شو الأسود؟
So he is hesitant here. He didn't recognize the alif. So I asked him, what is the black letter here in the list? We agreed it is the alif. He said alif. So he recalled that this is alif.
ألف. يلا. كاف ألف.
كاف ألف.
أحسنت.
كاف ألف.
ممتاز.
كاف.
لا يلا، شو هذا النقطة من تحت؟ شو اسمه هذا الحرف؟
So again, Fadi forgets, or he didn't recognize the ba, though here he knew it. You see, here, when he reached ba lam ba, but again here, for some reason, he didn't know that this is ba. So again, I went with my index and I said, what is this? He said ba. So just saying, what is this? Ba. And you can say and add to this, oh, there is a dot below the letter. This is good also to say that where is the dot? It's below or above. Is it 1 or 2 or 3? So these are all hints to make the student or the child recall the letter.
باء
باء. شو اسمه هذا؟ هون.
باء
وشو اسمه هذا؟
باء
وهذا شو اسمه؟
ها؟
هذا شو اسمه بالأزرق؟
ها؟ باء
أحسنت، هذا كمان باء. يلا
هذا تاء
أحسنت. يلا شو بدك تقول؟ وهذا الأحمر شو اسمه؟
كاف
يلا باء كاف تاء.
باء كاف تاء
يلا يلا فادي مرة ثانية. باء كاف تاء. حط إصبعك.
ها؟
يلا هنا. باء كاف تاء.
باء
لا تقول باء، قول باء كاف تاء.
Still Fadi saying ba, but can you see how the hamza is blocking, connecting the letters with each other easily? Look, try it. Say ba kaf ta or ba kaf ta, which is faster and which is easier? Of course, if you drop the hamza, it's easier to connect the letters to each other.
باء كاف تاء
أحسنت. يلا اللي بعدها.
تاء تاء كاف فاء
أحسنت. تاء كاف ثاء. يلا كمان مرة.
باء
هنا يا فادي هنا. تاء كاف ثاء.
تاء كاف فاء
ثاء.
فاء
يلا كمان مرة. تاء كاف ثاء.
تاء كاف فاء
أحسنت. يلا شو اسمه هذا؟
باء
يلا قول باء.
باء
حط صبعك فادي. يلا.
So again, we are asking the child to point to the letter that he is reading.
اقرأ. باء.
باء تاء ثاء نون
أحسنت.
ياء
أحسنت.
باء ألف
أحسنت.
نون ألف
أحسنت.
Actually, I wonder how Fadi knew that this is noon. I was expecting that he would stop here, then I have to come here and say, what is this? He would say noon, then I would say, okay, this is noon. But for some reason, he recognized it.
تاء ألف
أحسنت. يلا حط صبعك تحت الحرف، لا تحط صبعك الحرف. يلا.
تاء ألف
لا شو اسمه هذا؟ نقطتين من تحت.
ياء
ياء. وهذا نقطتين من تحت. يلا.
Look what I did. You see, Fadi failed to recognize that this is ya. He saw this as ya, but this is the other form with two dots beneath the letter. So first he said ta, because he know that ta has two dots. So he said ta. Then he said no. This one is this one. What is this one? You know, he said ya. I said okay, this is ya, and I added also. I said two dots beneath. Ya, two dots beneath. All right. So just to make this mental picture in his head about the ya.
يا لام
لا شو اسمه هذا؟ شو اسمه هذا؟ الحرف
ألف
ألف. يلا. يا ألف.
يا ألف
أيوة آخر واحد هنا.
ثاء ألف
أحسنت. ثاء ألف. يلا قول كمان.
ثاء ألف
So, all right. So this is how we deal with this lesson of حروف الهجاء المركبة, the compound letters or the connecting letters. We always ask the child to guess. If not, we interfere and we give him some hints about the letter. Where are the dots? how it relates to the original form, about the color. For instance, if we establish that the lamb here is red, then what all the lambs that will come next will be red. We establish that the calf is red here, then all the calves will come in red, and so on and so forth. And one thing is, and we will finish by this, that we agreed that each book is a unit, a separate unit in itself, and it should not be added to the next while reading. Like here I cannot say alif lam alif like this. The same thing when we mentioned with the first lesson, I should pause after saying what is in that box, like alif, then lam alif. So I say lam alif together. I don't say lam and then I stop and say alif, or here for instance ba and then lam ba like this. No, we always make it clear to the child that the contents of the box should be said or read together, like here ba lam ba, and watch the tone ba lam ba that we are trying the child to pick. So again here kaf ba, and here ba kaf ta, see ta kaf tha as well. So each and every box is separate, but the context should be said all together. So this is all regarding huruf al-hija al-murakkaba, the second lesson. You apply the same rules to all the letters like we did by example. And the last thing, for instance, here I covered today with Fadi, for instance, from here, from kaf up till here, right? So we cover them, but before leaving the class or before finishing the class, to make sure that things are okay, I will ask him to repeat from here to here, to make sure that he already recognized the new letters, which are kaf here, and also the ya, because it changed its form, and somehow the noon as well, and the ba as well. So always do revision. When you cover 2 or 3 lines, always go back and do revision. If you can, if the child, for instance, can make more than this, always separate or divide them 3 lines. Make sure he goes back and repeat them and revise them, and the next one. And finally, at the end of the class, you go back and do full revision for everything covered. So this is all I can recall regarding the second lesson, Huruf al-Hija al-Murakkaba. Thank you for being patient with me, and I hope I added something to your information regarding this book, this unique book. Please, if you like the video, just click on like and do subscribe to the channel in order to receive, inshallah, next videos and next episodes until we cover the whole book, and share it with your friends and those who are interested in this, in learning how to teach this book. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. See you next time inshallah.
نورانية الأثر